My issue with this still is I don't care. It's still Bruno Fernandes, man, as a team collective.
I told you, bro.
Exactly. I was gonna say Bruno is a major detriment to this team specifically, but also the build-up play. I am not secure with that build-up play from the goal kick.
Edison, I am.
Bruno has to play
Bro, you're forgetting the back three receiving that ball. Like, I don't think the build-up play in that team.
Nah, man. Edison, I'm telling you now, Edison is first. He can do first phase, second, and he's got the ping on him, and he's got energy. Yeah. But my thing is, if you swap Bruno for me with Collier, yeah, that team just looks much better. But the issue is
that's not happening, Castro.
But why? But none of you don't know this. Just because he's having the time of his life now does not mean he doesn't get.
But isn't he the captain though? Isn't he the captain?
But that don't matter. That man can go on the bench and be captain. I saw Maguire do it. Like, bro,
this is not realistic. You literally repeated realistic 2 minutes ago, bro. That's not realistic. That's not gonna happen. And you know the controversy that's gonna create off the pitch. Of course, that's not gonna happen.
It's not happening.
No chance.
I don't know, man. This the whole thing of backing him and saying he's amazing, all this. When it comes to winning, I don't think you understand yet. Amorim just, in my opinion, the way I view it, the brother wants to win, innit? If this just doesn't, I don't think he cares what happens. He will nullify that straight away if need be. If you want to go be a bitch because you've been benched, go be a bitch on the bench then. The other people are playing. You're going to get your time. He's going to play anyways. He can't play every game.
I hear it. Though, at the same time, this obviously would improve Bruno's game because we've got a lot better players. He could just give the ball.
He's got runners around. He's got runners around him. He's got a lot of ball carriers around him, innit?
Do you know what it is? I think his problem. It's not even his problem because everyone knows what his problem is. What everyone's battling and hoping for is that if we buy better players, then essentially what Bruno's going to do is he's going to trust what's around him and relax on doing too much. That's what everyone's basically hoping to simplify his game. But my thing is this: I've seen him play like this for Portugal, and there are better players there as well. So you're not thinking, oh my god,
he looks good for Portugal. I'm not gonna lie. He looks good for Portugal. He looks good. He's got Coutinho and them man doing the job.
In Australia's defense, he did have a poor Euros, which people didn't want to point out, and they had better players there. So.
But it's not about having a poor Euros. It's just like I'm talking about freeze frames, like instances during moments in games that I feel like is a build up of collectives that help us lose the game at the end of the match. My thing is like getting the ball on the edge of your area. We've been under siege. Your idea is to not even take a touch. Is to try and ping a ball to Ericsson that's 40 yards and he knows he's going to catch it. Things like instead of just taking a touch and playing it out wide and recycling and start again.
But people have been asking the question among the fan base recently: Is Bruno Fernandes a Man United legend? That's crazy.
Hell no. Legendary to get us 15th.
Anyone saying that Bruno is a Manchester United legend, I know you was born in. I know your date of birth is 2000 plus.
Bro, a lot of things. I'm 2000 on the dot as well, bro. But let me tell you something. Yeah, I don't. But one thing I tell you. Look, I'm born in 2000. Yeah, but one thing I tell you is I don't slide tackle on concrete, bro, and I know what football is, innit? Do you understand? Yeah. Players like Bruno Fernandes, again, especially in this squad, imagine him and next to an Edison. He will unsettle the team. One thing I don't like about Bruno, again, is he loves, you can tell he loves his own GA, his own ego. He will be at the edge of the box and there will be overlaps, like literally around him. And instead of playing it wide, darting into the box, he's shooting, he's having a pop. And he can have a bunch of centre halves right in front of him. He's still gonna have a pop. So with these little things, these are the reasons why you got to get rid of this guy. It's as simple as that, man. He's not the only one.
I'm gonna jump on the Bruno parade and be like, get rid of him. Like I said, there's no malice or hatred for me when I'm saying this. My thing is, you've been a good servant to the club, yeah. You've been a very good player in comparison to what we've had over the last 10 years. But to say that you are a Manchester United legend, brother, you got FA Cup and what?
Yeah, I don't think he said that. It's the little 12-year-olds and 15-year-olds on Twitter with them.
Yeah, like legend. These are the same people that we say Marcus Rashford is a great or something. Like, bro, what are we doing here?
Well, for me, anyways, I look at it like this, innit? I think our better midfield is Collier in there. Let Edison do that, the long diags and that. His passing's top tier, man.
Joe with the Collier. Relax.
But it's not Collier hype because I see how. No, it isn't, man. You do this every time he says something like, "Oh, you know what? All right, cool, Said, man." Every time he plays, how much more composed
you're putting that midfield. Midfield is very, very key. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, you see what Manu. Look, we haven't talked about Manu today. That is bad.
No, it's not.
No, the fact that we haven't talked about Maiden today is crazy.
Yeah, but my thing is, we talk about first phase.
That's one of our talents that we've got. We're not even putting him in the team. Not even considering.
Yeah, but it goes to show that he don't fit in the system, bro. We're just debating constantly where he works in the system. He doesn't fit in the system, bro. It's as simple as that to me, anyway.
My thing is, Collier is rapid, rapid one. He's composure in a midfield. He's 22. What is he? 22 as well. Like he's been around the first team for a while now. Yeah. Every time I see him play, we relax. That's the best part. I don't see him lose the ball. I don't see him crumble under pressure. And for me, that's someone that can do the first phase, aka Alexander Berg. Yeah, that's who he reminds me of a bit of. And if you want to push him higher and carry the ball, he can do that as well. I don't think he's got the ping, he ain't got the pass in him. It might none of that. But when it comes to collecting that ball and defending as well, I don't really see why we have to go out there and think, oh, you know what we need to do? Go spend another 50 million on another player when we've got one in the academy or right now in our ranks. We don't need to spend. That's what I look at it as like that, innit? We've already got Garte. He's not going nowhere. No one can sit here and say laugh at a Collier, man. Collier's a great player.
I should say, Kaz, I'm gonna say he reminds me of Adnan Januzaj when he broke into the team. That confidence that he had, like so cool, collected. When he was going through that really rough patch, who did he break on that? Van Gaal. I remember when he would come on.
Januzaj, bro. No,
Januzaj, Moyes, isn't it?
Was it Moyes?
Moyes,
yeah. And they tried comparing to Cristiano Ronaldo. That got me hot.
Yeah, remember that season when he broke on, he was coming off doing a little bit like what Garnacho would do, come off the bench and break. Like he would obviously break us up when we're playing really bad and stuff like that. But just the calmness when he used to receive the ball and stuff is the same thing with Collier. I think he knows what he's good at. He doesn't try to overcomplicate it. He demands the ball and then gives it to someone else who's better on the ball than him. I think the passing he can improve on, but I feel like when you already have one good midfielder, it allows them to do their own eloquence in midfield.
Honestly, I don't think it's the same thing as Collier. I think Januzaj was actually very talented, though. I didn't think he was talented.
No, but not in terms of talent. Well, I'm not comparing them in technique. I'm just saying in terms of overall on the ball. Like when Januzaj came on, you wouldn't think he was coming from like the under 18s or whatever. He was playing like he was comfy receiving it on the edge of the box with defenders next to him and stuff, and just laying it off or running in behind. I feel like Collier. He doesn't hide away from the ball. He doesn't do that McTominay thing where you pick up awkward positions where you know you're not going to be able to get the receiver ball. He always looks like he wants to be positive and proactive.
I got two issues. Yeah, one, people think that life after Bruno can't happen, so you need Bruno in this team because he's been saving our skins in some games.
I don't know why people say that.
So that's my first issue. Like Harry Kane didn't.
I know why people say that. Because
it's like Harry Kane even Tottenham, and all of a sudden they're scoring more goals. Crazy, innit? Food for thought, innit? So life after Bruno, people are scared. And my other thing with Collier, I'm still convinced it's because he's got an English flag over his name. Yeah, he's basic and does the things well, and people don't see it for what it is. And they say, you know what? He's probably not that good. You know what? Because now I'm going to do that cliche thing and say if you had a different kind of name, probably a light-skinned brother from the Netherlands, they'll all be glorifying this brother.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a fact.
But Coop, I know why they flipping they say what they say about Bruno in terms of, you know, the life after Bruno. There's not going to be life after Bruno. Do you know who Bruno Fernandes replaced when he came into the squad in January? Do you know who he replaced?
Pereira.
Andreas Pereira, blood. And ever since then, Man United have not gone out there to try and find a new playmaker. Not once. In the last 5 to 6 years, we have not gone and tried to find a number 10 who can go and, you know, kind of carry the team, get in those pockets, chip in on GA, etc., etc. We haven't done that. Hence why United fans haven't even seen the game to a different light. They just think, you know, I've never heard the terminology, receive the ball and risk a pass. Just risk it. He gets away with risking it. Bruno Fernandes is good because he risks play. That is the worst thing. They stop training sessions for the things that Bruno Fernandes does on the ball, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if now Man United fans go and see a different type of playmaker, someone who gets on the ball, someone who's also maybe a bit entertaining, etc., but does chip in with GA, then it will be a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? Maybe not a Paul Pogba, bro.
No. I'm saying
their agendas, but yeah, go on.
In summary, I would say we had a player like Paul Pogba, but we didn't, for whatever reasons, we didn't cultivate to his skill set. So therefore, we didn't see the best out of him. He
didn't play in the 10. He didn't play in the 10. Simple as that.
No. He at some stages, I remember with Ollie, he was playing like left wing / left 10 at some points when they're trying to fit in Bruno and Pogba together. But I just feel
That's
like
the thing.
I honestly, with the Bruno thing, I've said this already. With no malice, Arsenal got rid of Aubameyang and got rid of Ozil. Get rid of those two, and subsequently you see a different type of dependence on the team. Especially with Bruno, what you don't understand is that because he's captain, when he's throwing his arms in the air, you're projecting this negative energy where people start to become less confident to be on the ball because you're going to moan at them. Nobody wants to work in that type of environment. If you take off that cognitive element out of your squad, just see what flourishes from there afterwards. It's not going to be that.
I agree.
We replaced Wayne Rooney. We replaced Ronaldo. When Ronaldo left, what was he going to do? Ronaldo was Rooney.
Nah, we didn't forget. We didn't forget Mason Mount. We didn't forget.
Stop forgetting this.
My goodness gracious me.
We didn't forget.
To stop this.
I forget he exists.
Football moves on. Football moves on.
Yeah, but just to finish on that point as well, especially about Paul Pogba, there was only one period, and it was about for 2 to 3 months that got him into the Premier League 11 for that year, where he played in that more fluent attacking midfielder role with Ander Herrera and Matic more at the spearheads, and you saw the different type of player that bro, honestly, with him, with the shackles off, different type of player. And you saw what it brought to the squad. He still had players like Rashford playing on the left. Martial. Rashford was playing on the right at the time, sorry. Martial on the left, Lukaku through the middle. Paul Pogba was that sort of diamond. You go and get me another attacking midfielder that can go and link play, that can go and receive the ball in the final and retain that ball possession in that last final third. Then you'll see a whole different team. You will see the team flourish around that player. But Bruno benefits from his high shooting ratio. He will have 10 shots and score 1 out of the 10. I promise you, a top elite attacking midfielder doesn't do that. They will play in players rather than contribute.
One thing I get Bruno though,
it's as simple as that.
I don't think we should get rid of Bruno. We still need him in the squad. I think getting rid of experience right now is stupid in my opinion. I don't want to.
But does he use his experience wisely? Yes or no? What do we need Bruno's experience for?
I think I thought we just need it for the squad in general. If we're going to bring in young players, we need him in around the squad, in my opinion. I think he's someone I don't mind it. I wouldn't get rid of him this summer at all. I think I'll just run out his contract. I'll be real, For me, it's just... one thing that he has that I know that he has over all that team that we just mentioned, he is clutch gene. He's a player. When you're 2-3-0 up, I want Bruno on the pitch because I know he's going to... Bro, when it comes to counter-attacking stuff, I know I'm getting the perfect ping from this guy, and I know that that's where he thrives the most. When other teams are going at you, you want him on that counter-attack. You know he might be slow, but he's up that pitch. You know he's busting the gut. So
but that's why United fans think that there's not going to be a good life after Bruno because we're always looking for a superhero. That is the superhero little sentences and statements that we're hearing. Bring on Bruno. He's going to come and save the day. He's the one who's going to pop off shots. He's the one who's going to find the final pass. He's going to break the lines. It's not true. You could go and find players out there that does that. We just haven't tried to replace this guy not once in the 5 to 6 years he's been here.